Hi, I'm Shanda Vanneman, a certified yoga instructor and exercise physiologist in St. George, and I wanted to share with you a few poses that you can do to help ease maybe some of the symptoms that you're feeling and just help really in everyday life, helping you just to feel better. So a few things that you would be beneficial to you would be some pillows or some blankets, several of them. An eye pillow can be really restful if you have one of those, or even just like a cloth to put over your eyes. If you have an essential oil that you enjoy putting on that, you could put it on that cloth as well to help just allow you to be in these positions for a little bit longer. Warrior Two is a pose that can really bring some energy into your body, a nice and strong pose. So letting your right foot step forward, your left foot goes back. Your left foot's turned in just a little bit in front of the toe, so just angled in a little bit. And then you're gonna bend into this front knee, making sure that your knee doesn't go past your ankle. Stacking it on top, you can go down as low as feels good to you. Often the knee turns in, so push it out so it's stacked right over the top of the ankle. Extending out through the arms, eye gaze goes just past your front fingertips. And it's often, it's pretty common to reach forward. So bring the shoulders back so they're stacked right over top of the hips. And then you're just gazing past your fingertips and taking some deep breaths, using your quad muscles. The energy, your burning sensation may come up pretty quick, or even the heartbeat. So just breathing slow and steady for a few breaths, maybe up to 5 deep inhales and exhales. And then when you're finished with that side, you can walk your feet back together and then do the left foot. Left foot forward, right foot back. Back toes are turned in a little in front of the heel, and then your front foot is facing forward, pressing the left knee toward the pinky side toe of the foot. Extending through the arms, stacking the shoulders over the hips. So not reaching back, not reaching forward, stacked right over the hips. Gazing just past your front fingertips, breathing into the body. Thinking about the warrior power that lies within you as you let go of the worrier. Take a deep breath in. And a deep exhale. And again, you're in charge of how long you're staying here. Deep breath in. And a deep exhale. And if you are down low, it might feel good to just kind of straighten the legs, turn the feet both forward, and then walk your feet back together. So this one is a bound angle pose. So if you have a strap, a yoga strap, and you know how to use that, I'll invite you to do so. And if not, we're going to do it like this today. So either pillows or blankets, and you just need them folded up in a way that is going to be supportive to your back. And so just depending on your flexibility, you might want it really high, maybe not as high. And this is going to go back behind you. And we'll take another one, and if you've got these yoga or Mexican style blankets, you can open it up and roll it up, or any other blanket that you have, and just make it a little bit longer. The one that's going to be behind you, you probably want a little bit of flexibility to roll that last one to make it a little bit taller. You're just going to bring your hips up against that stack that you've created and bring the soles of your feet together. So if you've created this kind of a roll, you can wrap it over and around. So then your legs are going to not only hold the blanket in place, but it's going to help support your knees so they don't just keep falling open. If you're super tight there in the hips, it might feel good to put some pillows underneath your legs and just help stack it up. You want to feel supported in these. Although you are stretching, you don't want it to be too much of a stretch. So give yourself some support. You've got those blankets or pillows at the base of your spine, and then just laying back. And so if this is too low, then stack things up higher for yourself. You could give yourself one more pillow or roll that back blanket up to give your head a little bit of support. And then your arms, you could use pillows or blankets underneath the arms. It could be a lot of pillows here, or blankets. So just give yourself all that you need to make yourself comfortable. And then if you do like that eye pillow, you could place it over your eyes. If it's not comfortable to have your arms out alongside you, you could place them over you, and you could also cover yourself with a blanket. It could be a very vulnerable position to be in. So if it would feel better to be covered, then feel free to cover yourself. And then just relax here, allowing the support of the blankets, the pillows that you've set up to support you. And then you're just pausing here for any amount of time that feels good to you. This posture can be very beneficial for hot flashes. Can be helpful during menstruation to ease some of the pains. A good heart opener. Make it a little more easeful to breathe. And so if you are supported enough, being able to stay here for 3 to 5 minutes, maybe even up to 10, would be okay. But if you begin to feel any discomfort, see if you can make yourself a little more comfortable, or know that it's just time to come out. Pausing here another moment. Feeling free to pause the video here if you'd like to stay a little longer. And when you are ready to come out, you can use your hands to help bring the knees together. You can extend the legs out long first, maybe would feel good. Maybe even shaking the legs a little bit. Bending the knees. When you're ready, you can roll over onto your side again and pausing in that fetal position. It is a great position to come to before you come back to standing. Again, letting your back settle. And then pressing yourself up when you're ready. For seated wide angle pose, it can be really nice to prop the hips up. So you can use one of those blankets or a pillow to get your hips up. Again, if your hamstrings are tight, this is a really helpful piece to get your pelvis tilting forward. You're in charge of how wide your legs go. And then I'm going to invite a forward fold with this one too. And if you're super flexible, you may not need this big of a stack. And if not, then you can just stack it up as much as you need to be able to round down, to feel that your pelvis is tilting forward. And then just resting, you could turn your head to one side or the other side, or you could let your head stay facing forward. Just see what feels the best to you. This pose, again, can be helpful for heavy bleeding or to ease some of the menstruation symptoms that you might have. And just overall, like low back, it can be very supportive too. Again, you're looking to have support. So if it doesn't feel comfortable, keep working with it. You can let the hips lift up more or not, making sure you've got a good tilt of the pelvis, and then just letting your head rest. And once you're there, just breathing. Noticing how it is even in the neck. You may notice shifts and changes of sensations as you stay here. If your head is turned to one side, making sure that you turn it to the other. And again, you get to decide how long you're staying here. So if you're staying for longer, maybe your head stays that other direction. Allowing the pillows to support you. Even placing them, pulling them into the stomach more to support you. And if you want to stay longer, you can stay longer. You can pause the video. And if you feel done, just gently pressing yourself up. You can move your stack off to the side, letting the legs come back together again and maybe just shaking them out a bit. Legs up the wall is a great pose that you can do to help to bring rest to you, or to help you be able to go to sleep even faster. There's a couple of things that might be beneficial. One, I love an eye pillow. Two, you might like something underneath your neck. So it could be like a rolled towel or a pillow. And if you have tight hamstrings, it can be really helpful to put something underneath your hips to help you. Getting into the position can be a really challenging thing too. You just want to be as close to the wall as you can as you make your way into it. So I'll go ahead and place this against the wall to help lift the hips. And if you have a little more space, you can get kind of sideways to the wall and then take your legs up or work your hips up afterwards. And then you can just adjust this as you need, or if you don't need it, you could take it out and then you could roll something underneath your neck. If you do have a strap or something, it can be helpful to put it around your feet, your legs there by your ankles to hold the legs together. And then for your arms, you just want them to rest however's comfortable. I'm in kind of a tight quarters here, so I'm just down beside me might feel best, but you could do cactus arms, you could hold them up over your head, you could rest them on your belly, really whatever feels good to you. And then you could take this eye pillow, placing it over your eyes, and just rest here. So once you feel completely settled, then just letting gravity do the work here, letting your whole body rest. And if it doesn't feel completely comfortable or supportive, then make sure that you change it. So maybe you need something higher underneath the hips, or maybe nothing at all. But just making sure it's not too much of a stretch. And you can obviously pause this video just to let yourself get in. And you can also pause it to stay here. So I recommend at least 3 minutes, but maybe 5 or even up to 10, whatever feels good to you. I'll just pause here for a few more moments. Letting your breath be easy. And again, feel free to pause this to stay a little longer. And when you're ready to come out, you can just kind of inch yourself away from the wall, or you could roll onto your side right away. Sometimes it's kind of nice to just let the back settle here for a moment. And eventually making your way onto your side. And giving yourself time to pause in these positions. And then you can bring yourself all the way up when you're ready. The last posture is a twisting posture. So again, you'll have all the supports around to make sure that this feels comfortable to you. You'll be down on your back with your arms out wide to the side. You've got some options with your legs. So you can shift the hips a little to the left and let your knees fall over to the right side. And maybe this feels comfortable to just let them fall, but if your knees don't touch together, you could place a blanket between the knees. If it's too much of a twist, you can also place something underneath the knees, in between and underneath if you wanted. And you can let the eyes go past your opposite fingertips, past the left ones here. And you're just pausing here, maybe for a minute, maybe 3 minutes. You can put the eye pillow back on here. Finding a gentle twist for you. And for some, even having the feet flat and then twisting feels good. Or if it didn't, you could also bring your knees into your chest and then let them fall over. Little different twists there. So just making sure that it's not too much of a twist for you, that it feels supportive. And that look of cross to the opposite hand puts a little more twist into the body. So just honoring what you need. And then bringing the knees to the center, centering yourself back, letting the hips be centered. You can move your support over to the other side, letting the hips scooch a little bit to the right as you let the knees fall to the left. And again, your feet could be flat, or you could have them into the chest and then across. And again, your eye gaze could stay toward the ceiling. Your nose could stay toward the ceiling or past your right fingertips. And just honoring this side. Giving yourself support between the knees, underneath the knees. Letting your breath be easeful. And twists are great for releasing toxins in the body. When you feel even on both sides, you can draw the knees back into the center, letting your hips level back out, pausing for a moment. And again, you can roll over onto your side and press up, or you could rock yourself up to a seated position. Just really honor yourself in all of these different postures, giving yourself whatever support that you might need so that these can be easeful and restorative, as well as helping to heal.